Welcome to the Purple Positivity Podcast for July the 27th, 2018. I am your host, the amazingly adorable Rebecca Thistle, podcasting to you live-ish from my new used desk in my apartment, which I call Jeffrey Thistlework. Yas. I don't know what's up with that yas, but I just like saying it. I don't know why. Gotta laugh at yourself. I started recording this show and then I had to stop it because I sneezed. And I went, ooh, I don't want to sneeze on my podcast. How unladylike. I mean, I'll burp on my podcast, but sneezing? No. I love me. I really do. So, and see, I'll cough on my podcast too. Okay, so I was listening to You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I tell you what, if you get a chance, go get that book. Go read that book. Go get it on audio. She does a great job narrating, by the way. But check that book out in some way, shape, or form, because it is seriously like one of the most life-affirming, life-changing books I have ever had the pleasure of absorbing. It is so wonderful. So, anyways, so there's a chapter, I want to say it's like 18 or 19 or something like that, later in the book, that starts out with Jen telling a story about a bird. That's not a very exciting story in and of itself. So, one morning, Jen was sitting in her house, in her bathrobe, doing whatever. But it was a beautiful morning, so she had the doors and the windows open, and circulating fresh air and enjoying this morning. And a bird flew into her house. Scared the bejeebers out of her. Scared the bejeebers out of the bird. But after chasing it around with a flip-flop and squawking and coaxing and all sorts of crazy stuff, she finally gets this bird out of her house. But after that bird left, she started thinking about that situation. She goes, I can understand, I can empathize with how that bird must have felt. Going, what? That I can see the sky. That's where I belong. It's right there. I can see it. Why can't I get there? Running into the window pane over and over and over again. Not understanding what this barrier is between it and its goal. She further goes on to speculate and say, you know what? If that bird could have just stopped panicking for a second, taken a deep breath, or whatever it is that birds do, and assess the situation, it would have seen the very nice lady in her bathrobe holding the door open. Aha, that's the way out. That's the way to get to my goal. Yes. And I mean, she goes on from there, obviously, in her way, but it really got me thinking about my life. And see, That's what I share on this podcast. It's my life, my thoughts, my experiences, because that's the only thing in which I'm an expert. Yes, I know a lot about Shakespeare. Yes, I know a lot about history. Yes, I know a little bit about philosophy. Yes, I know a fair amount about psychology. And there's a lot of things I know about. But the only thing in which I am an expert, my dears, is my story. That's my expertise, is my story. So, I have had one goal, one basic goal for the past 2 years. I mean, it didn't actually turn into a goal until 2 years ago. But it's been actually a desire for about 6 years. And I'm not ready to get into the specifics of it quite yet. That's coming, darling. That's coming. But not in this show. I'm not ready to share that. Because, because I know how it's going to look. And I know how a lot of people are going to react. And I know that I am very susceptible to other people's opinions. And so I'm keeping it a secret so that no one can give their opinion. And therefore, life can go on. Okay. So, so I've had this goal for 2 years. This desire for 6, but this goal for 2. And I have been flying into window after fucking window, trying to achieve this goal, trying to get to where I want to go in life. And I keep hitting barrier after barrier after barrier, and I feel like that bird. So wait, it's there! I can see it! It's there! It's... Why? And with recent developments in my life, not least listening to this story in this book again, but so many things have been going on in my life that I'm realizing here in the past week or so that what I need to do is stop trying to achieve my goal the way I think I should be able to do it. But instead, I need to take a step back. And I need to take a breath. And I need to evaluate the situation. And I need to look for that lady in the bathrobe. And the irony of that statement, I know you can't actually see this because it's a recording. Hello. The irony of making that statement is I'm currently wearing a bathrobe. So I say that, and in the back of my head I go, maybe I'm the one holding the door open for myself. How's that possible? But, in any event, I think just for the moment, I need to be still. And I need to assess the situation and look for the rational way out instead of going on my instincts, on my panicked animal instincts. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. This is not where I belong. This is not where I belong. I gotta get out of here. But I can see it right there. Why can't I go this way? Why can't I go that way? Why can't I go the other way? Why doesn't this work? When there's a lady holding the door open and I can't see her because I'm too busy trying to solve my own problems the way I think I should be able to do it. And now I don't know what the real life counterparts to this metaphor are as of yet. But I think I need to take a moment in my life, and I mean in the grand scheme of things, a moment can mean anything from a minute to a year. But I gotta take that time to calm my bird brain, take a deep breath, and assess the situation calmly and rationally, and see where the obvious and easy way out is. You know, and part of what this is going to entail, and this actually kind of scares me a little bit, is it's going to entail meditation. And the reason that scares me is because that requires being quiet and sitting still. I am not good at either one of those. I was talking to all caps someone last night for about an hour. And I mean, I do this almost every time we talk. And I think it amuses him just as much as it probably annoys him, but he never tells me. So, anyways, but I have this tendency of just babbling about nothing. I'll just sit there and talk. And I finally, last night I said to him, look, sweetie, you know, I will babble about nothing important for hours on end just because I can. It's not going to make any sense to anyone. It barely makes sense to me. So at some point you're going to have to tell me to shut up. You're going to have to, you know, I know you're not afraid to say, Becca, you're not making any sense, but you are going to have to do that more often, because otherwise I won't know when to keep my mouth shut. And so finally, I told him that, and then later in the conversation, things had sort of lulled down, and I started getting that urge to start talking about nothing whatsoever. But I sat there literally biting my tongue, all caps someone, if you're listening to this, which I don't think you are, but whatever, literally biting my tongue, because I was like, no, Becca, we're not going to babble nonsensically. This is a bad habit that you have. Sit in the silence. Be uncomfortable in the silence. That's fine. And it's not necessarily that I'm uncomfortable with being silent with him. You know, in fact, I'd rather sit on the phone and just listen to him drive down the road, or sit outside, or ride his bike, or whatever. Just listen to the background noise with him than almost anything else in the world. I'd rather do that than almost anything else in the world, because it's him. It's all caps someone. But anyways, going back to meditation, meditation, a good place if you're wanting to start a meditation practice. And I actually used to practice a lot more meditation than I have in recent years. And this is a reason why I need to get back into this habit. But a good place to start with meditation is with guided meditations. And then after a while, you start really getting annoyed with the people trying to guide your meditation. You're like, fuck you, I don't want to do that. You know? I don't want to imagine walking down a staircase, for fuck's sake. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do it my way. Shut up, bitch. You know? And so, at that point, when you start getting annoyed with the people actually doing the guided meditation, not necessarily like in a personal way, but in a, and I think I'm good now. That's when you get the actual just meditation music. I personally like anything Celtic-ish. I don't even know if that's a word. And I like Celtic type music, and I also like Native American